You ever watch a tour pro and just wonder, how do they generate so much effortless power? I mean, it looks like they're barely swimming, right? Well, it's not just about muscle. They're masters at tapping into this invisible engine, a source of incredible speed that is literally right under their feet. And in this explainer, we are going to break down exactly how they do it, and more importantly, how you can too. But before we get to the solution, let's talk about something I see every single day on the range. It's that constant, frustrating search for more power and more consistency. It's that feeling of knowing you've got more in the tank, but you just can't seem to find the key to unlock it. So let me ask you straight up, why do you slice the ball? Why does it feel like you're leaving yards on the table with pretty much every swing you take? It's a question that honestly plagues golfers at every level, but the answer, well, it's often simpler and a whole lot closer than you might think.
Okay, now take a look at these common mistakes. Twisting before shifting, coming over the top, that steep, weak downswing that just results in a slice. Here's what's absolutely crucial to understand. These aren't 3 or 4 different problems you have to solve. They are all symptoms of one single fundamental flaw, a poor connection with the most powerful tool you have, the ground itself.
And that, right there, brings us to the core of what we're talking about today. The solution is not in swinging your arms harder or trying to twist your back faster. The real secret, the good stuff, lies in understanding and then using the ground's power. It really is the true invisible engine of your golf swing. Now, the technical term for this is ground reaction force, or GRF, and it all comes down to some really simple physics. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Just think about jumping for a second. To go up, you first have to push down, right? Hard. The golf swing works the exact same way. When you apply pressure into the ground literally pushes back up into your body. And the pros, they've mastered how to turn that push back into incredible club head speed.
So to really harness this ground reaction force, we need to understand 4 key forces at play. First up is the lateral force. That's your shift from side to side. Second is frontal plane torque, which you can think of as the rock and roll motion of your feet tilting. Third, we have horizontal plane torque, which is the twist or the rotation of your body. And finally, the big one, vertical force, that powerful jump you see from the longest hitters. Now, anyone can create these forces, but the secret, the real magic, is putting them in the right order.
And this is where we separate the amateurs from the pros. You see, the best players in the world, they don't just randomly apply these forces. No way. They have a very specific, incredibly efficient sequence that builds energy from the ground up. All right, this right here is the $1 million sequence, so pay close attention to the order, because the order is everything. Step 1 is shift. The very first move in your downswing is to move your pressure laterally into your lead foot. You got to load it up. Step 2 is rock and roll. This is where you stabilize that pressure by rolling your lead foot to create a firm base. Now, and only now, do you get to step 3, twist. You see, from that stable lead side, you can now rotate your hips with incredible speed while your upper body stays back. And finally, step 4 is jump. You push vertically off the ground right through impact, releasing all that stored up energy. So let's say it again. Shift, rock, twist, jump. That is the sequence of power. And this slide says it all. I mean, look. On the left, you've got the pro. They shift first, creating that stable base to rotate against. But on the right, well, that's the mistake 99% of amateurs make. They twist first, right from the top. That single error, just getting the sequence wrong, is what causes the club to come over the top. It totally disconnects you from your power source, and it is the root cause of that weak, frustrating slice. Okay, I know that sequence can sound a little bit technical, so let's make it really, really simple. I want you to start thinking of your feet as having 2 jobs in the downswing. One is a gas pedal and the other is a brake. So here's how it works. Your trail foot, your right foot for a righty, is the first gas pedal. It starts the whole downswing by pushing laterally to get that shift going. But here's the key. Your lead foot does 2 things. First, it's a brake pedal. It has to slam on the brakes to stop that sideways motion. Then, once that force is stopped and stabilized, it instantly becomes the second gas pedal. It becomes a solid post that you can rotate around with maximum speed. So the feeling is gas, brake, then gas again. That's the feeling you're chasing. You know, getting this sequence right isn't just about hitting the ball farther. It's about swinging smarter and protecting your body, so you can play this game for a long, long time. A powerful swing should also be a safe swing.
And let's be really clear about this. When you twist before you shift, all of that violent rotational force has nowhere to go but right into your lower back, specifically around your L4 and L5 vertebrae. This is a recipe for injury, plain and simple. But a properly sequenced swing, one that starts from the ground up, allows that force to be distributed safely through the big muscles in your legs and your core, and that protects your spine. So if you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this right here. The best players in the world don't just swing harder, they use the ground better. It's the foundation of everything, their power, their consistency, and their longevity in the game.
So the next time you head to the range, I want you to just forget about your arms for a little bit and focus on your feet. Ask yourself this one question. Are you trying to muscle the ball with your arms and your back? Or are you tapping into the ground, letting the most powerful engine in golf do the work for you? I promise you, the answer will change your game.